Hello listeners, I'm here in a nightclub smoking area in Milton Keynes with professional celebrity Jodie Marsh, who's here to plug our new TV show, Women Who Pay for Sex. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the show and what inspired you to do it?
This is, of all the shows I've done so far, this is by far the funniest show. It's just hilarious. I wanted to do it because I've already done a show about female prostitution and sex work, so we have seen that side of it.
Keep it light.
How most of them are pimped and trafficked, and the men are quite sleazy who use them and pay for them. And then I wanted to see it from the other point of view, so the women who hire male prostitutes, and what sort of women do it, and why they do it. It's something. How it came about is that I nearly hired a male escort myself years and years ago. I went through kind of a drought, and this was back in my party animal crazy days. And I went through this drought, and I was like, maybe I'll just hire an escort. And I did go online and search the escort sites, but I didn't find anyone that I found attractive. And that's the only thing that stopped me. So back then, if I'd found somebody that, say, looked like David Gandhi, I would have paid for him and had him come around my house. But I couldn't find anyone I found attractive, so I left it. And I think that's where it came from, because I thought,
Gandhi.
well, I've nearly done it myself, and I know why. I know what my motives were and reasons were, but there are lots of women out there who are actually doing it, and so I want to know, are they the same as me? Are these people, who are these women? So anyway, it is absolutely hilarious. It is the best show ever. It is just so funny. I let my best friend watch it a couple of weeks back, and he said, this is my favourite show of yours so far. And I said, why? And he said, because that's the Jodie that we know and love.
Right. What sort of women were they? 'Cause I mean, I don't want to judge, but there's a bloke who brings an escort into my pub, and but first time I saw him, I thought he has to pay for it.
It was funny because for me personally, having nearly hired an escort, it was exactly what I thought it would be. It was independent, quite successful, quite wealthy women who just couldn't get a decent bloke and had thought, sod it, I'll just pay for what I want. So it was kind of exactly what I thought it would be. These women 40 plus, widowed or divorced, can't meet a decent man, can't find a decent one, and still want sex, got a high sex drive, and want company as well. Because the difference between men and women paying for sex is men just want the sex, women want the companionship as well, and cuddles and stuff. So they were people that just wanted company, wanted a really hot guy on their arm to go to a wedding or whatever, as their plus one. And so, it was exactly what I thought it would be. And they are brilliant, absolutely hilarious. One of the women from the show had sex with the guy, and I was outside the door listening to them having sex. And I've stayed in touch with her, though, and we're mates now. And I've been talking to her ever since. She's carried on seeing the guy.
That's I find that unsavoury, to be quite honest with you. Anyway, did you find there was a stigma around this sort of thing? I mean, that customer at work, he won't even admit it to his wife, I don't think.
There is a massive stigma in the UK. Women will not admit that they pay for sex.
On
they
TV.
will not, even though thousands are doing it, because we've met the escorts who are working as escorts, and they've got hundreds of clients and they're constantly working every single night, busy all the time.
Good.
But we couldn't get one woman in the whole of the UK to admit that she paid for sex. We had to go to America, and in America they will tell you anything, because America is the land of
school shootings,
therapy, and talking through your problems and all that. They're very open in America, very honest, and they don't believe in bottling things up or hiding things, and things don't have stigma. or attached to
Stigma.
them in America, or nothing's taboo really. So went to America, and then we had so many women talking about it that loads of them ended up on the cutting room floor, because we had so many that we didn't know who to choose, because we were like, so many women were like, yeah, I've had sex, yeah, I do it, and we had so many that I interviewed, well, as many as we could, loads of them, and then obviously just chose the ones we liked that had good stories to them, sort of thing. So yeah, well, there's, even in the show what you see, there's loads more than that did tell me that, well, we followed them on dates and all sorts. Yeah, we saw it in action, we saw it happening, kind of thing. So
Yeah. Do you want to share any of these? I mean, maybe your funniest one, rather than just telling us how entertaining they were.
I think listening to the woman having sex with the escort through the door.
Right, that's not like I don't think anyway, I don't think that's like a cool, funny story. I think that's weird.
Absolutely mental.
Anyway, why do you think British people didn't want to talk about it?
I think British people are just really reserved in general, and I think we're liars. We're
Right.
born liars. I do. I think British people are really good at lying. It's kind of like the whole Jimmy Savile stuff. Yeah, like every day there seems to be a new person added to that. Like, there's
keep it
another
light,
politician, or there's another radio star, or newsreader, or TV star, or whatever. The list of people that abused
careful.
children years ago is getting longer and longer and longer. Well, we are a nation that has covered that up for 30 years. Why? Why have we covered it up? I don't know the answer, but I'm just saying, I think
Me
we're
neither.
good as a nation. We're good at lying, and we're good at covering things up, and we're very reserved, and we don't like people to know our business. So, whereas in America, they're the complete opposite. Everyone knows your business. Everything's open. They don't lie about stuff. They just tell you how it is. They're just a different breed. And actually, I have fallen in love with America.
Right, that's probably enough Yewtree stuff, to be honest. Actually, me and my mate Jack, who I do the show with, we went for an interview at Hospital Radio, and before we'd asked a single question, this one went, Jimmy Savile, I never liked him. And so you did. Just do radio. I'd like to go back to them, actually. Thinking about it. What else can we talk about? Ideally not paedophiles or people trafficking. You're celibate, actually, aren't you? Well, I remember reading that you were. Why? Don't mind me asking.
It's just because I haven't met anyone that I'm in love with. When I fall in love, I will want to have sex with him. But I haven't fallen in love, and I just think I am a grown-up now, thank God. It took me long enough. And
18 years.
I'm a grown-up now, and I think as somebody in the public eye, I think we all have a responsibility to be a good role model.
No.
And for me, obviously, I am very much involved in health and fitness, gym and nutrition and diet and all the rest of it, good diets. And I also do a lot of anti-bullying work. And with TLC, all of my shows are educational and informative and entertaining. And that was my mission from day one. I said to TLC, the shows have to be educational. We can't just make shows for no reason. You've got to be able to learn something from my show, take it away with you. And then in my personal life, what I can do as a role model is set a good example.
Well, that seems like as good a place as any to end. Jodie Marsh, thanks for being interviewed by me.
Thank you.
Oh, it's alright. Got me out of the house. See you later.
Put them on YouTube and
Yeah.
Staring at the blank page before you open up dirty window.
She talked about everything, how much she loved it, what the good points were, what the bad points were. She didn't have many bad points, just that maybe we didn't explain the moves.
That's how a review works. That's just why have you mentioned that? That's just a review.